Hello and welcome into the SorareAndrews show. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare, joined once again by Andy Black on Sorare. Andy, how many new season champion cards have you bought?
0.
So Andy, we have combined for 0, and I thought, who better to talk about champion Europe prices than us now, right?
We're part of the problem, aren't we?
Oh, maybe we are. You're right. Have you bid on any?
I bid on Mokutis this morning,
Okay.
but I had no intentions. I had no intentions of winning it.
Oh, you're just making other people pay more?
No, I kind of wanted to just put like a safety bid out there,
Love
but
that.
I want his classic super rare.
Ooh, that
So
sounds sexy.
for no good reason. Like this is not it's not a smart thing to do. It's not a good play, but I want his card.
I think that's what Sorare is all about. Of course, you just
Doing
won.
stupid shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody in the Sorare Scandinavia Discord today was like explaining that they were buying cards, and they were like, "Is this am I a fool for doing this?" And I was like, "We're all here playing Sorare, man. Who are we to call anyone a fool? Like, come on now." Anyway,
This
thanks
morning,
everyone for coming in.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, please.
I was just gonna say this morning I did make a spreadsheet for the limited side, and I mapped out if I wanted to build 2.5 limited Premier League sides.
Love a good half side.
Yeah. Well, the half side would be depth for the two good teams, and then I would probably add a crappy goalkeeper and like some good enough players into that, and that would be kind of like my floater team each week, where I would plug guys in that are like playing against my good goalkeepers. So like if Cole Palmer
hedge lineups.
Yeah. So and also too like lineups that I can kind of burn in my Division 3 slot and maybe get lucky and get it promoted to D2 or something. But so these were all premium players. The best player that was on the list was Cole Palmer, and like elite level players though,
Sure.
just no Rodri, no Holland, no Saka, but really, really, really good players. $1,500 to build what I was looking to build, and it would be three teams, essentially 3 teams running in the Prem Comp. And I'm thinking in my head, all I got to do is podium once. That's all I got to do.
So you were like, I'll just burn one in Division 3. Are you aware that there are 5 divisions in Limited?
No.
Okay, good. So let's start there.
Yep. Well, I mean, whatever. Burn one in the whatever the lowest division is. I'm running it out there. Yeah.
Not
just that lineup
will get confused that Andy is now becoming pro burning cards here. This is not the burning he's talking about.
Right. It's just that lineup would very rarely ever have contention of rising through the ranks to get to D2, D1. But it would be somewhere to put cards that, otherwise, like if for some reason, like I one of the players on my list was Anthony Gordon. If they're playing against Arsenal, I had Raya as one of my goalkeepers, and I had one of the defenders from Arsenal. Like I'm never gonna play him against
right
them. So he's either gonna go in my second team or he's gonna go in the slop team.
Love it. Love that idea.
Yeah, we'll see if I do it or not.
You're gonna do it. Thanks everyone for coming in. Jamie's calling you out already. Be honest, who FOMO'd? I was going to say Anthony Gordon, but I wasn't going. I'll save that for a second. Anyway, Bob Franklin here said, just sitting here watching my K-League players turning to dust. Way to make it this long. And Kev Hurd on the podium, way to be. DNP Donkey, no podium. Been too busy finishing up my spending spree bargains.
It's a great name, DNP Donkey.
Oh, yeah, DNP Donkey, yeah. Tom Brimson was expecting a lot higher premium on the new cards, seeing some good players barely sell above classic prices. I said to somebody today, most people, I bet, who bought like classic cards this week before yesterday are probably furious today or yesterday. We'll see. Maybe not.
What are they mad about, though? Like
the fact that they could have just waited a day and spent the same amount of money for an in-season card.
Yeah.
That's all. Raul, what's up? Philly Dilly. Yeah, everybody's here early. Kai here for the intro music. Nep, what's up? Good to see you. Piguez, some of these prices are madness. Archie Gray, for example. I don't even know who that is.
Let's find out.
Who on earth is Archie Gray? Tottenham Hotspur. Okay. That's all I got. My screen's not loading.
All right. Because I'm searching it at the same time.
That's what happened.
Yeah, we're breaking Sorare data.
No, it's actually, I think Sorare data is actually broken for me now. So I'll just continue to say hi to everyone. Ahmed, what's up? Sorare Juju didn't want to spend for in-season champ. Now I bought 3 in-season limited Bundesliga teams. Sorare got me again. Yeah, that's what happened. Oh, here's Archie Gray. Looks like a good player. $284 for the rare. Ooh. That seems like a lot of money. All right. Anyway, sorry, what's up? Maddie, what's up? Peyton, in hindsight, I think going for rares for the cards makes sense. There's a lot that goes into it. There is a lot that goes into it. Mike Baston, what's up? Malky. That's right, Nep. Surely you have your Saka forward card by now. Malky said, surely watching Europa Conference League qualifiers is a SorareAndrews thing to do.
For sure.
Maybe. Shaforko, what's up? Alex, Braden, Dan, Jack P in the house. Major NFT said prices are too damn high.
Everybody's got an opinion. I've seen everyone saying both things.
I like this. Would you have bought if you had those VIP credits?
That probably would have honestly, that probably would have done it for sure.
1,500 minus 25 or 30%, right? Johannes said, as long as you have fun, you should pay whatever you want. We'll see. Just Mike thinks Saka for 5K seems somewhat low for a new forward card. Is that for the? There's no way his rare went for 5K.
Super rare, yeah.
Super rare, yeah. Although the rare went for, let's see, 1,775 and then immediately just crashed. That's a tough, man. So 578 for a classic yesterday and 967 for the lowest new season so far. Philly Dilly said, with Essence going to the top 25%, having the third team not be elite may be viable. That's a good point, Andy. That you only have to finish top 25 if you were doing in season? Yeah, 50% in the lower division. There you go. Nanzo said 18 in-season champ rares so far, just for the hell of it. Yep. Peyton said, if you look at most of the decent players, every player has a rising price chart from the first to the second auction. Saka, who we just saw, is not that case. Anyway,
I think I've seen kind of both things.
Yeah, right. Yes, I'll get to that. KB said, I was looking for an Onana for 2 weeks and not once did it cross my mind buying an in-season card would be where I end up paying. $10 more just seems like the thing to do. Andre said rare prices are going up already. So Rare just flooded the market a lot on release, which it did feel like that. Like it felt like they rushed them yesterday and then today they're like putting the brakes on a little bit. Which maybe was fine.
You know, one thing that's annoying is like the one thing that like with markets, you can look at like what happened in previous years to like sort of be like, oh, well, prices are going to do this. And we've done that before. And Sorare, like we've looked at Sorare data charts and we're like, oh, there's always a dip in February because maybe not February, but October because MLS is ending and no. We have all these reasons. It's like, it feels like every year now there's like so many new things, like the way they're releasing cards this year, there's no precedent for it. So you can't look at anything and really have an idea of like what prices are doing, should be doing, or will do. Like it's really hard to predict.
Putting more onto that also is the fact that the first cards are not the one-ofs. And we always were like, oh yeah, the one-ofs always go for a lot. And now it's like, well, just like the first ones always go for a lot. And like, I don't think anybody's actually getting these first cards thinking they're the one-ofs. Like it's
Yeah.
very obviously aren't.
Right. I think you said something yesterday, or someone said something yesterday along the lines of like, with them releasing all the supply now help stabilize the rewards you win later because they're not going to be having as many cards able to be auctioned off. And it's like,
Right.
seems reasonable. Just also like we haven't seen this model like really take place yet, so it's like hard for me to like just agree with that.
I totally agree with your lack of being able to agree. Like we just don't know. Like there is going to be a point where the auctions significantly slow down. And when that happens, your like what you win is not competing with Sorare anymore. Like you're like, hey, I'm the market. The only issue is like what happens if everybody who wants that card like has it. And so you just got to hope that more people want it. Alex said they've seen some ridiculous gifted cards as well, like Rodri and Xavi's everywhere. I was going
everywhere.
Everywhere. I watched him do this live. Vita bought a Cole Palmer rare today from the auction. Guess how much essence he got?
1.
1 is correct. It was the ultimate like, hey, congrats. You'll come back and buy more because you're only getting 1. Yeah. It's
what are the different amounts you can win? Is it like 1, 5, 20 or something?
No, because I think I won 2 once.
Okay.
I don't know. I know you can win 1, and I know you can win 2. That's all I know.
Yeah, I bought
it's 1 through 5.
Okay, I bought a card last week, a challenger card, and I got 1. So I figured that was normal. I guess it kind of is.
I believe 1 is the most likely that you get.
Okay.
Alex Wilson said, I bought a Nathan Collins and it got gifted Nathan Collins, which, that's fine.
Buy one, get one free.
Said, what if we're just seeing the excess supply that hasn't been minted historically and we see a not too dissimilar minting rate? Sentiment seems to be happy, but on the expectation that auction rates drop. So I don't think we've been that far away, at least on like the rare side from like max minting. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're seeing so many more
stuff they're going to max this year, right?
I assume they max everything.
Yeah.
Or,
it seems that way.
Right. KB said it feels kind of unbalanced when some walk away with a $1,000 card after buying a card for $20. I don't think that it goes that way. Like, I don't think you get,
it's
if
in
you buy
the same
a tier
tier
4 card, you don't get a tier 1 card. It's supposed to be in the same tier.
Right. And it's supposed to be from the same team, right?
Supposed to be, but if there's no one's from the same team, then you got to go somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think about the uproar, of instant buys costing as much as of the auctions closing price?
On one hand, it should sort of work that way. In the end, I really don't care. It's so rare, probably leaving money on the table, so not really my problem. The time that it's a problem is when we have the glitch they had last year, or whatever, where people were instant buying cards that were like, it was like way under market value. I don't remember if you saw that glitch, but it was just like it happened one day for a few hours and a bunch of cards got bought, at much lower than market rate.
So I see a few people kind of commenting like you did, like it's bad. It seems dumb for Sorare because it's like caps their upside, but it felt like people were getting like literally angry about it. And it's like, why do we care?
Sorare should do like a giveaway every once in a while where they just like change a card's instant buy price to be really low, and you can just like it's almost like a giveaway where you got to go find the player that they're discounting. Like
you get it after you've clicked through. Like there's no way to find it other than like, I'm going to buy this card for $100, and they're like, guess what? It's $20 for you.
That's not what I was saying, but yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, they should do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just think the major NFT said the bots would grab it. I think you have to like go through the process.
Yeah.
Or maybe you actually have to say, yes, I'm paying $100, click. And they're like, we're only charging you 20. The number of people who would buy cards just hoping that they get it. Oh man.
It's not gambling though. Don't worry, guys.
Huntington said people wouldn't have bought the auction for that high if they were transparent about it. I don't, but the instant buy wouldn't be that same price if the auction was. Like, people are still going to bid up the auction because they want the card. I'm really struggling to like understand why this is bad. Like, Sorare need to sell cards, and they were like, "Oh, we have people who are willing to pay this price. Let's sell it to them for that price."
Do you know what's the amount that they increase the instant buy once someone clicks the instant buy button? It's got to be like a normalized percentage, right?
I don't know if it is. Like, it probably is somewhere, but I don't think that they, like, I think they're willing to like sell like 2 at the same price, and then like the next one goes. Like, I don't think it's automatically the next one is more.
It's probably it's probably formulaic too, like where it like looks at the length of time between instant buys and increases by X% or something.
I assume so. Rikamon said, I did stop a bidding war so that I could get the instant buy for that price. So why are we angry about this? It's like, hey, you can have this card for what you want to pay. And Sorare's willing to give it to you for that price. And everyone's like, no, this is stupid. I don't know. I'm struggling. Like, I understand it from the perspective of like Sorare's capping their upside. But again, like, that's for them to worry about. We're not paying more. Like, it's not you're getting screwed out of anything. Like, Andy, if you and I were like competing for an auction and I won the auction and then you bought the next card for the same price, why am I angry?
I mean, you would be happy because you would be like, it would justify the price that you paid, right? Yeah.
Right. Or am I angry because I'm like, now Andy didn't have to pay more, so now my card's not, the card I'm not selling is now worth the same.
Yeah. I like the idea of just having both. Like Colonel Dickweed said that like he loves instant buys, or said something like that. I want to see more of them. Like I love the idea of offering the way like purchase of cards in multiple ways, because auctions, sure, they can be kind of exciting, but also too, like, people have lives, and like, and I know max bid helps and stuff, but like if I can just say, hey, I'm okay with paying X price for a card, I just want to buy it, that's a great option for people.
I agree. Skazman said, do we think these prize cards come out of the 40 allocated to rewards or the 60 allocated to the market? I think it's the 60. I'm fairly certain it's the 60, but I also don't work there. Rikamon said, I just think Sorare is losing money with it, which is crazy as they keep lowering how much they give us because they don't make enough.
Speaking of Sorare losing money, you had mentioned to me yesterday that you think them releasing all of the champion cards all at once is leaving a lot of money on the table for themselves.
I don't know for sure, but I feel like had they staggered the leagues, it would have allowed people the ability to decide what they want to do. And now it's like, I think there are people who are actually like holding back because they're just like, there's so much at once.
Yeah, you only get paid once a month, so you need to stagger the release of those cards so that you can dedicate, half your paycheck, 3/4 of this paycheck to it.
Yeah, maybe. I just think it would have been like they could have even made it more of an event. Like, Wednesday are the Prem cards, and now everybody who like has hard-ons for the Prem can go and just buy their Prem cards. And then like, all right, the next day is Bundesliga. And then I don't know, it just feels like all of them together made people kind of like start spending out. And I don't think that ends up having them spend more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I won't pretend to know.
Yeah, I don't know. A few people in the chat are confirming that the cards, like the the won cards from buying cards are from the market, but if you get essence and you craft, that's from the reward pool. Chris said buy now should go up 10% every time it's bought, and it should go down every 24 hours until it's bought. Sure. I don't know what the reduction is when it doesn't sell, like how long. And I did see when Vito was buying his Cole Palmer. So he spent, actually, I don't know if he actually spent this, but it was like the buy now was double the price. I don't know. And these things still come up as, yeah. So like, I think he bought around here $1,200, let's say, and the instant buy was literally almost double.
So does that mean that lots of people have used the instant buy button and it's popped it up to that level? If we go look on SD, yeah.
Good question, Andy.
It's got to be, right? Yeah. What is that? 2 or 3 instant buys? 2.
So 1,300 was the instant buy, 1,243, and 13.
They're certainly not capping their upside on this one.
So I guess we have to wonder, like, when does it go down under $2,000?
Yeah. You're going to be watching that intently. Keep us posted.
No. I literally won't look at it again until somebody tells me. If anybody wants to just watch that, that'd be great. Vendors said, do we think they're going to have enough rewards in May or June? Or are there risks that the pools are going to be dry? They're always dry at the end.
Surely they have this all mapped out and planned out.
Scosmo said, regarding the excitement around the massive revenue days, I struggle to be excited when there are cards in season actually going for less than a week ago. Why do you think... and he said, just because we squeezed a month's worth of sales into a day doesn't mean they've made more money. Oh, here we go. Vita, a little behind the scenes. The buy now was 1,250 euros just before I put my bid in of 1,180, and then Valouz bought it, and the next was 1,900. Ooh. Palmera said, 0.40 for me on the new cards, just unusable essence for me. I mean, if you have 40 essence now, you have a card. Colonel Dickweed said, do you think he's a real colonel?
Surely.
Okay. Said the 3 of 100s were almost the same price, and now the post-auction instants seem to be in the insane markup. It's just hard to guess the logic. Yeah. And he said, do we check the numbers? Sobase. Oh, we were just talking about Sorare base shared now. Impressive.
It's actually Sobase.
What did they share? I don't. What is the web? What is the? I don't even know where I'm going.
I would assume Twitter, right?
So I mean, it's not Sorare base on Twitter. So now I don't know.
It's Sobase, right? Sobase.
Is it?
Sobase foot. Yeah.
Sobase what?
Sobase foot.
Foot. Forgot the body part. My fault.
Yeah.
I had Sobase arm, but sorry. My fault.
Moron. Moron of the week prize for you, Laird.
Not a real colonel. Time to enlist, Dickweed. Hold on. Where am I here? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's not like all that impressive, really. Yeah, we would expect that. They released all of their Champions cards in one day. Yeah, that number is going to be high.
Andy, are we back?
I don't know, but your number doesn't really line up with theirs.
Ours is
300.
ETH.
Yeah, 300 ETH though. That would be what, like over 900K?
I don't know. I don't even know where ETH
Close
is.
to $1 million, probably.
They might be football only, although I can't imagine how many people are buying NBA and MLB cards right now.
Yeah.
But maybe they are, Andy. Maybe the hidden gem of Sorare MLB is actually
everybody's out there buying those Tommy Pham cards.
Danny Bram said, don't think we're back, but it would be nice.
He doesn't want us to be back. Danny B does not want us to be back.
I guess a time to enlist degree feels like it must have been a line in an 80s movie.
That does sound like something from what's the one with Bill Murray and come on, Stripes.
I was gonna say he's done a lot of movies. Oh, Stripes, yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Scosmo said it's bullshit. It's all skewed because everything. I mean, didn't they always do this?
Do what?
Like, I mean, like, did we not? I guess we didn't have like all the challenger cards hitting the market on the same.
Definitely not all at once.
Champion,
like this.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday they sold, I don't know how many Mbappes and Cole Palmers and Sakas and
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, did they sell many uniques yesterday?
They did.
Did they sell any big uniques?
Sorry. There were a bunch listed. I don't know how many they actually sold. Let me see. I know Foden was one. Uniques. Wait, hold on. Wait, that should be
July 31st, and
yeah,
I guess do the 30th or something.
Yeah.
Make sure you get them all.
So we've got, oh my God, somebody spent Foden, Elise, Donnarumma, Neuer, Icardi. Oh no, he's not champion. Sorry. Fermin, Lenormand. And that's it. So not that many. Well, somebody said Xerxes went. Did he actually sell though? Yeah, it's still on the market. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, it's over in 3 hours, Andy. You going to go buy it?
Nice. No.
So yeah, not many. So 800 grand. And what's that? 30, 40, let's call it 50 grand.
Yeah.
In
not a huge chunk of it.
No. How much do you think the most expensive limited card was? Oh, I can't even pull it up. Never mind.
I don't know
because I have no answer.
Okay, I was gonna say like $1,000 or something, but that seems way too high. Yeah, Mbappe limited, right? See what that cost.
It was
$600.
$546. Do you want to know what the next one cost?
I don't know, more.
$415. Wait.
Okay.
But everyone knows that 2 of 1,000 is the best one.
Yeah.
No? What do you think the 1 of 1,000 goes for? Or the 9 of 1,000?
I think they'll get lost in the mix, I feel like. Unless they do like an event where I guess that's what they'll do. They'll do an event where it's all the one-ofs are released within this time frame, and then yeah.
Somebody was talking about that yesterday, whether that was a good idea or not. To for 2 days is like all we have are the one-ofs.
We have an opinion on everything. It feels like and people are like very on different sides of the table on this, but like essentially the way I feel like it is they get to sell 2 1-of-100s or 2 1-of-1,000s, and because like part of the first one being sold is price discovery. People don't know where it should be, and if 2 people decide they want it, there's no bar where it's like, oh well, I can't go above $500 because that's what the last one went for. You're in price discovery, so a lot of times those numbers, when 2 people want a card, can go a lot higher. But then after that, everyone should sell for less, right?
I think you could make the argument that removing the one-ofs actually helps with price discovery. Like it helps us because theoretically you're not having to worry about like how much more is the 1-of worth than everything else. You're just like,
right,
hey,
what's the premium on this one? Yeah.
Right. Which obviously lots of people were happy to pay the premium for the 2-of, like the first one that they minted, but it does take it should help us. Clearly it doesn't, but it should. Scosma said, do you think the 1 of 10s has a lot less weighing and that they could have released the super rares and kept the even to,
Yeah, I guess, but if they're gonna do an event for all the 1-ofs, they might as well just lump them in there.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those weird ones that we all say we don't care about 1 of 10. And now that we don't have them, everyone's like, wait a minute, we're the 1 of 10s.
Yeah, and they also need to I don't think they're in the business of telling you that it doesn't benefit them to be oh yeah, the 1 of 10s don't matter, so we're just gonna release them now.
Right.
They don't want to make them seem useless.
But they released the 1 of 1 uniques. Andy.
You got me. You got me.
Okay, bring them out, guys. Bring out the ones. I'd say if you just want the 1 of, just buy the unique.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, they did get the all the Liga MX 1 ofs right out. I guess those are the last cards from the last season. If that makes sense. Even though they're good until next May. Let's go back to your limited idea.
Yeah.
So you don't play limited much.
I don't play limited at all, and that's one of the reasons I was looking at this, to be 100% honest. And honestly, this is a good topic because I want to. We can talk about this in a second, but I want to talk about Pranksy for a second. Do you think there's a point where so last year he bought all these new season cards? This year it looks like he's buying some more new season cards. At some point, he's going to have so much classic bullshit. Is he going to keep buying new season cards? I guess he'll sell. I guess we have seen him make big trades to get out of the classic cards so that he can buy the new in-season cards. But that's a lot of work. And then at some point, is he going to want to continue doing that level of churn?
Mm-hmm. I think, did he buy any super rares? He bought that Donnarumma unique. Let's see. He did buy some super rares of 3 guys I've literally never. Oh, I guess I have heard of these guys. But he's buying some challenger. He didn't buy Oteo. Hold on, let me just. It didn't seem like he jumped in on champion as much as people thought he might. And he's got a Milan collection going, I guess. That's kind of it.
He does a lot of stuff.
Sure. I just it feels like the rare stuff is kind of for fun, I think. Maybe. I have no idea what Frank's doing, but it feels
my point with bringing him up is I have 0 Premier League limited cards. So if I want to go and play in season Premier League at the limited level, the one downside is I really don't have any classic cards to fill in holes or supplement, but that's fine. I can buy them.
Mm-hmm.
I can get them for a little cheaper. But the nice thing is, if I buy all these new in-season cards, if I wanted to play limited in-season Prem next year, I can do so without being worried about having all of this quote-unquote dross that I got to sell off to make it happen.
You just will the following year.
Yes. It's like a 2-year, plan almost. So if I buy these cards now and I want to buy some more next year, I can do that for 2 years without having to deal with all of the junk. So essentially, if I'm going to play it, my plan would be to play it for 2 years.
And then sell everything and start over?
I mean, maybe not. But sell the pieces that I don't want anymore and keep playing Classic.
Yeah. Yeah, like this Black's Road to Glory.
But at some point, you're going to end up with too much stuff.
Absolutely. What's the reason that you're doing limited instead of rare?
Because it feels like the prizes the top prizes are pretty dang good, and you can get in at a like lower price point. And there's no way I could buy the cards that I'm looking at in rare. So part of it is fun, but I think a big part of it is I think that if you do well, like I think if you do well, win a couple tournaments, not win a couple tournaments, but do well in a couple of tournaments, there's the potential of getting your money back or even making money.
What's the? Sorry, I was trying to pull up the actual prize pool for it.
As I always say, Laird, just win once.
So actually, that's kind of where my question was. How much of your thought process was literally that? Like, I just need to win once and I'll be fine. Like winning.
That's why I said. I'll be honest. That's why I set a budget of like $1,500.
So, but winning once then only gets you even.
Sure. I'm not gonna just win once, Laird. I'm gonna have other wins. I'm gonna finish 41st. I'm gonna finish 6th. I'm gonna finish, in D3. I might win something. I mean, there's lots of opportunities to win cards, but and there's a very, very low chance I'm gonna win once. That's the dream, But
you're much more likely to finish 31st.
Right, for sure. And win $25. And now my $1,500 is earning me $25 a week. Yeah.
Actually, your $25 is actually for finishing 31st in D1, but if you're 31st in D2, that's only $20.
Man, if I could finish 31st, I'll be pretty happy.
Mm-hmm.
In D2 at least.
Right,
D1
right.
I won't be happy.
Right. And you have, as Chris said, don't forget 50% boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm less concerned with that. It's more of a cash outlook. I feel like just like can I compete and honestly, you really don't need to win your money back in 1 year because your cards are still going to have some value. But that's kind of the way I look at it. Is if I can win back my money in a year, then I feel like that's a good goal to set it.
The other kind of, so you play zero limited elsewhere, right?
Competitively, I play zero limited elsewhere.
So what I'm going to say may actually have you stop playing it is because you were like the boxes, you're looking at it from a cash perspective. The boxes obviously get you essence, and theoretically anything that you craft there you could sell, and that becomes part of like your return towards your 1,500.
Yeah.
And if you're only playing Prem, then your essence will always be champ essence or champion essence, which is encouraging. And so you basically shouldn't play challenger or contender limited.
Do not tell me what I should or shouldn't play, Larry. Okay. Let's set that straight right now.
You are absolutely right. My apologies. If you play challenger and contender, you will have challenger and contender essence.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be guaranteed a Prem card or a champion card when you craft a card in the card factory.
Yeah, but Daddy likes to gamble, so I'm going to the casino, baby.
All right. Okay.
So just in the end, just win once. Just win once. But make sure it's D1.
So you've never played, well, I guess nobody has ever played Prem. Oh, no, they had it. Yeah. So you've never played Prem Limited.
No.
So assuming you start with 3 lineups in Division 5, it's going to take some time to get up.
5 weeks. 5 weeks.
Just
yeah. Okay. I do have a Tim Ream jersey mint that someone I won't name names. Someone made me buy.
Okay.
It was you.
Yeah. I didn't make you do anything. the same way.
Like, hey, Andy, there's a Tim Ream jersey mint. You got to buy it. It's like $9 or something. I was like, all right.
I would believe that I said the first part, hey, there's a Tim Ream jersey mint, and then just let you make your own decisions.
Yeah, I'm gonna expose you on this one.
No way.
Because
There's no way there are
like,
receipts saying
you have to own this car.
There are probably receipts. Skazma said tempted to get involved with La Liga Limited.
What do you think about the La Liga competition?
I think a lot of people just assume Real Madrid kills it every week, and the weeks that they don't kill it, Barcelona kill it, and that you have no chance otherwise. And I have no idea if they're right.
Yeah. So that's my gut reaction. With that said, like, those are also the cards you want to win.
Mm-hmm.
Those are great cards to try to win from like the classic competitions. So I don't know. I'm not going to compete there at all. There's no way. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the cards. But that's kind of like from an outsider's perspective, it just looks like if you don't own lots and lots of players from those two teams, it's gonna be hard to win.
Would you change your mind if like Tim Ream played for Valencia?
No.
Okay.
God, no.
I don't know the reasonableness of you can't compete without Real Madrid cards. I think generally it's going to be the case. And like, they don't have a goalie issue. Like, who the goalie is. Like, the defenders can go off. Sure, they're good. But I don't know if you literally have like no chance to compete against them. And those weeks where they, the Champions League, when they have Champions League back-to-back midweeks and they rotate in the weekend, it's like,
right.
Is that your opportunity, or is that where you just lose to the Real Madrid backups?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just Mike had said it's not the case. It's probably the best competition to play because of Jude, Mbappe, Vinny, Rodrigo, Griezmann, Pedri, Yamal, and Courtois. But like, can you win without those guys? Can you buy Danny Parejo to win Jude?
Surely.
I don't know.
I mean, of course you can. It's just it's hard. It's really, really hard, and you have to. The stars have to align for you in a game week, and you need those guys not to smash.
Skazma said La Liga is the most open of the champ leagues. Defenders aren't great. Goalkeepers across the board are pretty similar. And midfielder set piece options, top team rotations. Like, I don't think like, you still have to compare that to Real Madrid. So like, yeah, the league, like, it's open, but how many of them are actually better than, you should just have the guy from Real Madrid?
If you look at like scouting on Sorare data and you do La Liga and then just look at the top, I don't know, 20 players or something from that league, what's it look like?
I don't know where Eric Garcia is this now. Is he at Girona? He was. Is he staying at Oh no, he's staying at Barcelona. Yeah, I mean, Barca, Madrid. I don't even know where Juan Garcia, Espanyol. I was going to guess that. Yeah, Iago Aspas, I think, is the key to winning La Liga anyway. But anyway, Koundé, I forget where Sorloth went. This guy isn't going to play as much as he did. Yeah, Betis is a popular one with Isco and Fekir. But like, who's not here? Vinny and Mbappe. And like, I'm guessing you would just rather those guys.
Right. And so why don't you show them in your rankings right now?
Because they don't play there, I guess. Vinny, there's Vinny. Turns out Vinny's not that good. Oh yeah, Sorloth's going to Atletico Madrid, so he's never going to be good again. Piggy said, I have a Real Madrid collection. It was not a good return, in my opinion. Capello was great. I'm not saying they're not good players. It's just like, ultimately, you have to beat the Madrid stacks.
Yeah. And so this is a good conversation because Skazmo was talking about this yesterday about building an Arsenal stack and just and winning with it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had mentioned I had a PSV stack last year, and I had every player that you want. Like every player that you want in that stack, I had them.
So it was like Benitez, Biscagli, Veerman, De Jong, and Teze.
And then in the flex spot, I had Teze. I had multiple options. But on a week-to-week basis, you were playing everyone else that was running the exact same lineup. And it came down to kind of a little bit of luck where it was like captaincy choice. And then you get in your own head and it's like, well, I'm not going to choose the obvious captain choice. I'm going to, go against the grain and maybe I'm going to captain De Jong or I'll captain Teze or something.
Yeah.
Is maybe a differential against the other people doing it. And then Veerman just smashes and gets 100 and you lose that week because 8 other people had stacks that had Veerman captained. And it's like still I was scoring like 500 points a week and I'd get like $20 back. I had lots of game weeks like that where I just like, it was like every single player felt like I was getting hundreds out of them. And it was like, oh, no, you're still 9th place. Here's your $15 for 9th place in Division 1. And it's still just really, really, really hard when you're running something so similar to other people to, and maybe they had collection bonuses. Maybe they had other things that were giving them an edge over me because I did not have a collection bonus on my cards. And I'm sure that would have helped.
I mean, it always helps. I think what the conversation that we were having in Discord, and Sean, PSU fans too, was the one who was kind of like stacking in single competitions is bad, basically.
Yeah.
Was his argument. And it was essentially like you're choosing worse players because they happen to be on the same team. And it's not like worse players on that team. It was like Arsenal have maybe the best 5 stack, but it's like, is Raya always going to be the best goalie? And like, who is the defender? And like, is Odegaard actually better than Rodri? And it was going through that. And Skazmo, who's going nuts in chat when somebody compared Arsenal to Real Madrid. But his argument was essentially, if there was ever a time where the Arsenal stack makes the most sense, it's in season this year because of Saka. And like a Saka forward card changes everything because it's like arguably the best card in the league. And you can play the 2 other midfielders who are also like top 5 in the league. And on the La Liga side, I think it's the same. Like, I think Madrid is the same in that respect. And like, you're going to have, if it's Mbappe, instead of like, Saka, Rice, and Odegaard, it's Mbappe, Vinny, and Jude.
Yeah.
And Courtois is just as good as Raya and any of the like they're the same.
When you stack an elite side, you run into that duplication type of problem. I think stacking is still a great value option. Like when you're stacking like a Everton or something, like Tuggy made I think it was an Everton stack. And I think that's clever. And I think that, other people will do it too, but you won't see 15, Everton stacks probably in a rare division. Maybe you will, I don't know. But I think that like some of those types of plays make a little bit more sense because you're doing it from a value side anyways. Like you're not spending premium amounts. But if you're going to spend a lot of money, just buy the best players. And if that means an Arsenal stack, it means an Arsenal stack. But
so I think that's
throw Rodri in there too, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's where you end up, where you're like, just buy the best cards. And in La Liga, you're like, oh, it's all the Madrid guys.
Right.
And maybe Yamal, maybe he gets in. Obviously, he's not Madrid, but like if you're going to go somewhere else.
Sure.
And I don't know. I just think it's, I don't think it's hard. Like, I think there are, as weird as it sounds, it feels like there are more options in La Liga to like make you think that you can win. But ultimately, I don't think that the Arsenal stack in the Prem is more powerful than the Real Madrid stack in La Liga. I think you make the argument the Bundesliga might be a little more open in terms like Bayern doesn't dominate it. Leverkusen doesn't, like, from an SO5 perspective of getting 5 guys every week that you're going to want. And you can like make the assumption that the 5 guys you pick from Bayern are great. It's like Neuer, one of the center backs, probably Kimmich, Kane, and somebody, Olise. I don't know. Did you consider La Liga at all? Or you just
No,
follow the
because I
Premier?
don't know it well enough, and I'm not gonna start buying stuff in a league that I don't know that well.
Yeah.
I think Bundesliga was a league that I looked at, and I agree that there's like good value there, and you can win without just having Bayern guys. But the Prem's the most fun to me, so I'm playing the Prem.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Charlie said, but how many people run Yamal, Vinny, Jude, and aren't tempted to play Champ or U23? I don't see the draw in Champ over La Liga or Prem.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bigger pool of players, better rewards, but more competition, I guess.
They're not like significantly better though, right? Like Prem is 1,500 and
On the classic side, I think it was.
Not playing fucking classic. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you are.
We were talking about in-season Prem. So like if we're going to compare that to the others.
Yeah.
So,
well, in-season Prem, compare that to Champion.
That's what I was going to do. Yeah. So in-season Prem is 1,500 for first place, as we know, because that's your budget.
Mm-hmm.
Bundesliga is 1,300, which I assume La Liga is the same. What the hell is that? Oh, unique. Yeah. And then Champ it's the same, 1,500.
Yeah.
And there are going to be way more lineups in Champ.
Is there?
Yeah, because you have all the Serie A, all Ligue 1. Like there will be. I think there will be more lineups. There are certainly more players to choose from. So when you're like, right, I don't have Mbappe, who else can I get in La Liga? You're kind of like, oh, Vinny, Yamal, and like that's it. And then in Champ, you have like all of Ligue 1 and all of Serie A, which probably don't actually add anybody, but we can pretend. Skazma said we're all completely ignoring the real best league to play, the Ligue 1 Special.
Hard pass.
Yeah. NH said, is it worth a limited Arsenal or Real stack knowing that at least 20 other managers are going to do the same?
Just make sure you beat those other 20 people when you slap.
I think it becomes a little more of like, it becomes a more interesting game if you don't have that top collection and you're like, I have to find a different way to beat them.
Yeah. Like captain the wrong guy.
Risk reward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's been so much content over the last month about what to play, and every time I watch or listen, I'm like, oh, I should do that too. And now I'm sitting here looking at La Liga cards, and I'm like, should I? Why not?
What would you do? What would your plan be if you were going to play La Liga?
I would, knowing me, I wouldn't buy that many Madrid pieces.
Laird would buy Fakir. He would buy like a little Betis thing, and
I would lose. But like that's the worst part. Is like I know I would like I have a classic Camavinga. I don't even know what La Liga cards I have. Really, my entire champion I don't even want to call it a plan. Strategy this season is just trying to use this stupid Ren collection in as many places as I can. So I have 3 cards in that collection from La Liga. So it's Camavinga, Loic Bade, who's at Sevilla, I think. Yeah, they're all over the place. And Hamari Traore, who's at Sociedad. And it's like, do I buy? But now it's like classic. Do I buy those guys in season and just be like, hey, YOLO? I don't know.
Yeah. Malky's asking what kind of Prem players I was targeting. I would
My
say
favorite, you were like, I'm getting the elite ones. I'm not getting Palmer, though. Not getting Saka.
I said I was getting Palmer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were like, I'm not getting. And I was like, who the hell?
I would say tier 1.5 guys. Like I did not have Penendez on my list. I did not have whether Holland even is the top or not. It's probably not. But I did not have him on my list. I didn't have Rodri on my list. But I did have like Odegaard, Rice. Bruno G is on my list because I love watching him play. I had Son on my list. I had Phil Foden was a maybe. Keep scrolling down. I had like Anthony Gordon, Alexander Isaac.
There are a lot of Newcastle stacks out there.
Yeah. Of course, I was not running a stack. I'm just running pieces. But yeah, kind of that level where maybe they're not 1.5. They're like even second tier. I don't know.
1.5 sounds like between tier 1 and tier 2. So no stars.
Okay. Tier 0.5 for you, Laird.
0.5? Yeah.
Which was definitely stars on my list, like Cole Palmer. I think I had Saka on my list too. And then my goalkeepers were high-end goalkeepers. Allison, which I don't know if I may not end up doing that. Like Liverpool could regress without Klopp. They haven't made any moves. They haven't picked anybody up. I think I had Trent on my list. It's just like, I might end up pivoting from that. Always Kai.
He'll be the classic card.
It's just so sad. Like, why is he still a midfielder? Like, what is going on here?
You can use the Kai super rare as your one classic card in limited season, just to find a place for it.
I mean, that's a great idea.
So what will it take? So have you looked at prices? I mean, you obviously did because you were like pricing out.
Yep.
What prices did you actually put in your spreadsheet?
Great question. So I looked at I didn't go off of any of the Sorare data, like what you guys have as like average pricing. Yeah. I looked at the peak price and I looked at the bottom price, and then I found where the most sales were made. So like wherever is what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Right. Wherever the chart had like the most dots around that area, I just chose the number, and I tried to guess maybe on the high side. So like that's probably not a great example there, but like where the last sale was, I think is a pretty good example.
Oh wait, I don't want to do that. Hold on.
Just pinch and zoom in.
Well, I wanted to get rid of the other ones.
So like last 3 sales, I think is probably a pretty good estimate, right?
Okay, yeah, it seems it. And it kind of falls with what you said, like top and bottom, and then just kind of find in the middle. So you put, let's call it $115 for Sun.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable. I like that.
And then another part of the strategy is, like you mentioned, or you asked why I wasn't playing rare. I think the most effective strategy is to always have more than one lineup. And if I were going to play rare, I'd be like maybe 1 to 1.5 lineups. If I can buy 3 lineups worth of players and then plug and play the best matchups, I think that's always going to be like best possible scenario, because you're always going to have.
Yeah,
you're always going to have options. Even with the elite guys, there's elite guys and elite matchups. Like you want to prioritize those guys together.
Sure, absolutely. Do you think so you were how many of the same team, like how many players from the same team did you have? Meaning, so you were like, I don't want more than 3 guys from Arsenal or something like that?
No, and I didn't restrict to that because I think I was buying like 4 Arsenal cards, 3 Newcastle cards, um, uh, but yeah, and I think that's okay. It doesn't mean you have to play them together. First of all, like when matchups align, you may end up doing that, but again, you're going to be stuck against guys that are running the full stack with a collection bonus. So
Right.
probably steer away from that. But like one of the scenarios I didn't want to get into was like constantly having situations where my forward's playing my goalkeeper and I'm going to have to go hit the market and either buy a different card or play play one of my worst cards in a key spot because I'm avoiding a matchup issue.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's why people like the stack, because you can avoid those things
Right.
very easily.
So what needs to happen for you to decide to do this?
I don't know.
I actually asked Sean that yesterday too, because he was like, "Oh yeah, these prices look good for the ROI," and it's like you're not buying. So like, what does it take for you to be like, "All right, I'm going"?
Yeah, I don't know yet. I've got the money in my account to just do it right now if I wanted to do it when we get off this call. But like, I mean, I'm just gonna kind of keep watching the prices, I guess, and hope they don't trend up as we get closer to the start of the season. We're 2 weeks away, is that right?
Yes.
2 weeks and 2 days or something for the start of
Yep.
the season. So, like people were talking about like prices and why do they seem low and all this other stuff, and yeah, like that's one of the reasons that some people think that they're low. Well, it could be because we're 2 weeks, 2 days from the start of the season. Some people think that they're high, and it's just that's probably the funniest thing about this whole thing to me is just like very different opinions. Prices are too high right now. Prices are too low right now. What's going on? And I don't know. Maybe they're actually just right.
It did seem like we went from, I think it was Sean who was like, based on where we were expecting in-season card prices to be, which were based on the rewards. Like if you could win this, kind of like this is how much a Sun should cost. And he was like, I actually think that classic cards are underpriced. Like this was leading up until Wednesday.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden it was like the gap with some players was so small. Sometimes it flipped. And you're just like, so are classic cards now overpriced? Are the in-season underpriced?
Yeah.
Is everything underpriced? Like what's going on here? Yeah, Goldilocks prices. Yeah, I don't. KB said, I wonder if the rare prize pool can even justify spending so much more on rare premium cards than on limiteds. Because if you go for those elite cards, clearly your goal is to finish podium or near it. Which, I mean, that's the goal in limited.
Yeah.
Halligan said a couple days ago we were talking $400 for Rodri, and he's under 200. And he said,
but
with
that's
these
that's just people talking. Like Sean can say whatever Sean wants to say. That doesn't mean that Rodri should be $400. Sean also said that what his super and I mean it's speculation is what it is. And what I would say to that is if like not to like call Sean out or something, but like if he thought that that's where it should have been and that's lower than that, then maybe he should be buying those cards. And maybe because that would mean that he would. I would think that he would think that the value proposition is good, but maybe not. Maybe he's like changed his mind on that. Be a good discussion for you guys on Monday.
Mm-hmm. I'm off next week.
You're just now telling me right now. There's no Andrews next week.
No Andrews next week. Sorry. Andy, I'm curious what you think about this. Although you just said you weren't going to stack, but he said, say you have the 12th best stack of a team, meaning 11 other people have a better collection bonus, I'm guessing.
Okay.
In a smash matchup, which is a little tough to say, do you just play them and hope to finish 12th or try to find a differential, but also lesser your boom potential?
I mean, that's the $1 million question. And like for me, I was trying to play a different captain. I think, back when I was running that PSV stack, something that would have been smart would have been to run it in a different competition, like run it in an all-star or run it somewhere that I didn't think other people were going to run it. So I wish, like looking back, like hindsight, those are things that I looked at and was like, oh yeah, my PSV stack would have won Global All-Star, but instead I finished 9th in Challenger.
Right.
So like those are the types of things. I don't know that you'll have all those options here once, August rolls around, but yeah, I don't know. I think captain is a good spot for different. That's what Ben's saying. Change the captain for a differential. I think that's kind of like the low hanging fruit, I guess.
It also seems like it's a significantly more powerful differential now because of the 50% bonus, which you didn't have with the PSV one.
Right.
The problem is if you get it wrong, you're absolutely dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
COD? That's what I'm seeing. Yep. Run them in different divisions. Assume those best stacks are in D1. I can't.
They'll be everywhere.
Well, yes, they'll be everywhere. But also, like, if you have the best stack and running it in a division where you can't win the best reward is just crazy to me.
Yeah, I actually had my PSV stack one week where I had just got demoted because of a DMP the week before. So my best challenger lineup was PSV in Division 2. And they went off, and I actually, there's a week I think I did win Division 2 or Division 3 or something, but it was not the greatest reward of all time.
Last week I was in D2 and I won it, and I was like, this sucks, because I remember getting relegated and just being like, this is going to come back and bite me in the ass.
And it did.
Yep.
Yeah, I think mine was even like a midweek too, so like the prize pool was already like kind of butchered.
Yeah. Ben said, I'd rather finish 12th with my stack than 412th with my strange mismatch of players. It's not really a full change. I think you literally just need one player is different.
Yeah.
And as much as it sucks for people to hear this, it's probably the goalie.
Yeah. So Laird, with my Joey Veerman in season card from last year, I won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll call it 5 in-season rewards. Although I also had a classic Veerman, and sometimes I would use the classic Veerman with the stack. So it's kind of
such a fucking whale.
I know, right? I won a grand total of $220 with that card. $220 with that card. And granted, I probably paid like $1,200 for it. And then with the classic version, I won significantly. Well, I have lots of stuff on here where I won like All-Star Pro and Rare Pro things that are old, so it's harder to calculate. But in the end, it was like that PSV stack sucked for me.
Yeah.
I did not do well with it at all. I scored lots of SO5 points with my PSV stack. I won very little money with it.
Mm-hmm. And I assume it was expensive to put together.
Oh, yeah. 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 Probably one of the worst like ROI type of things I've done. Yeah.
Got classic now. Now you got 2 PSV stacks, 2 classic ones. Let's go.
Great.
Ben said the Celtic stacks in classic are going to be hilarious with the amount of people that didn't buy a Schmeichel. It's going to be a little hilarious seeing how much people paid for Schmeichel and how much they get back from that card. We just all hope that Celtic win not to nil every week, right? Both teams to score, but they'll win.
Why do we want them to win?
Oh, that's right. I don't even care if they win, to be honest, but because it makes Quinny happy. That's why.
Oh,
I'm willing
to. I'm in on that then.
Yeah.
I'm in on.
And I don't think Quinny has a Schmeichel, so frankly, if they could win every game 6-1, I'd be fine.
Okay.
6 is never mind. 2-1, please. 2-1. So, you gonna buy these cards today? Oh, I like that. Yeah, there we go.
Probably not.
Keeping
Probably
the
not.
cards close to the chest.
Yeah,
Bonanza special
I'm
there?
trying to be like, and that's one of the reasons too I'm doing this at limited is I'm trying to be kind of like, I don't want to say like I don't know, responsible. I don't want to go nuts here because there's also a couple other cards that I need to add. So I don't want to like blow my load on like this prem stuff and the in season stuff, but I do like the enjoyment and fun of playing these in season things.
Yeah. Did you consider at all about trying to value it? Meaning like, value play it? Like, don't buy the best players in Prem Limited and see if you can win?
I literally do that everywhere else. I think for the in season stuff, uh, it mostly makes sense. I think to go from the more premium options.
Yeah. Just slap your wallet on the table.
Yeah, because I mean, you have a year like with if you want to buy some crappier stuff and hope that over time maybe the team gets better or they have some good results or whatever. You have a longer kind of like time frame, but like with the in season stuff, it's like no, I need to win now. I need to win
Right.
this season. Yeah,
And you like that? That like little bit of pressure?
I like the pressure involved with it, but I also like the involvement of it's like you're gatekeeped with just the other people that are doing that thing too. It's like we're
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
against each other. It's not this huge pool of, you know, competition, I guess.
Oh, it's going to be a huge pool. Just not
Yeah,
as big as Classic.
sure. No. I was told if I play in season, I just win every week because nobody else is playing it. In season super rare, right?
Super rare and unique. Yeah.
Yeah. Free wins.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Scosmo said you could buy as you go with the matchups each week rather than going and buying everything early or buying the stars.
Yeah, you could do that.
I feel like you just end up with so many cards by the end
Yeah.
that you just do not want to have.
I'm already going to end up with so many big cards because what's going to end up happening is like week 3, somebody's going to get a red card or something, or just like 2 of my players on one of the teams just have dog shit matchups and everybody else is away, and then Gator's telling me to pick up Dwight McNeil because he's at home in a smash spot, and I'll be buying Dwight McNeil.
Are you hesitant at all about buying Dwight McNeil, knowing Tuggy bought Dwight McNeil and I have a Dwight McNeil?
Oh shit! Yeah, I will not be buying
my Dwight McNeil just for like if it makes you feel any better.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Like honestly, if there's ever a player to short before the start of the season, my God,
he's got a lot going against him. That's all. Yeah.
It'd be cool if there's a way to short a player on Sorare. That'd probably be gambling, though, wouldn't it?
I think that's ultimately what took down, what's it called? Whatever that was. I don't think you could actually do that.
He who shall not be named.
Shall not be named, yeah. And we didn't even play it. We lost our money on Sorare, not on whatever that was. Anyway, that's right. Black Fire sale next month. Hey, do you guys know any Prem limited bundle buyers? Just curious.
Yeah.
Scosmo said that he has a McNeil that he runs with his West Ham stack to double down on the pain.
Man, masochist for sure.
All right, last question. Were the recent limited Fred Emmings buys part of the in-season Prem strategy?
No, the floor price got so low I had to sweep the floor Freds. If he ever hits $1 again, I gotta keep the dream real with Fred. So
literally trading penny stocks.
Yeah.
Do you have a price alert set that when it's under $1, or do you just look sporadically?
I'll just look every once in a while, and if like that day I looked and it was like, oh my God, there's 20 Fred Emmings for $1. I'll just go buy all of them.
That's $1 each.
Right. $1 each.
If they were 20 for $1, you would have bought them as well.
Of course, yeah.
There they are.
Yeah. Some of them were under $1. Look at that. There was like 78 cents or something on one of them.
We got a few 93 cents here.
I'll be laughing. I'll be laughing one day when he's starting.
How about this one who bought? When is this? A week trade here. 1 week trade on Fred Emmings.
Oh, that's kind of weird. Huh.
Malky said, "Sweep the floor of Fred's is beautifully poetic."
Yeah. We just need to get him back into Minnesota 2's lineups.
He'll get there. Somebody made a dollar cost average joke, but Mike said when with Fred, it's a cent average.
That's a good one. Yeah, very funny. Very funny. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha.
We're laughing now, Andy, but you'll be laughing later. Don't worry.
Patrick said Fred Emmings straight to Saudi. He wishes. He wishes.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Oh, you have another one?
No, it was Dream Oblivion said, does he have a chance to start? No, he has, like, he's in, like, been in concussion protocol for the entire season. Like, he's not even playing with their second team. I think maybe he's training or something. So, like, we're very far away from him being and with how Dane St. Clair is playing right now, which I don't know if you've seen him in Leagues Cup, but like Dane St. Clair, damn good. Maybe this will catch the eyes of other clubs or something, and he'll go somewhere else, and that'll be a good thing. But we'll see.
The good news for Andy, Fred, that is U23 until 2028.
4 more years. 4 more years.
There you go. There you go. Thank you, everybody, for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. Let's see. We're at 120 people currently watching, Andy. How many people do you think have liked this video?
6.
37. Outrageous.
It's not bad.
80 people not liking the video. Please go like the video. Anyway, thank you for coming. If anybody wants to create a manager watch list and just put Andy on it, and you can see all of his recent acquisitions, you can go do that and see when he starts diving in to the Prem Limited streets.
Gotta put the pressure on.
Yeah, it's got to happen. Again, no SorareAndrews next week. So, Andy, you have 2 weeks to get this entire collection of Premier League Limiteds built.
Which actually makes sense because that Prem starts in 2 weeks. So
here we go. Thanks, everyone.
Welcome to the SorareAndrews Show.